friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, most amazing, beautiful viewers. I'm so blessed to be here today doing your reading. We're taking a look at what is it that your dreams are trying to communicate to you at this time. All my readings are timeless, okay, meaning whenever you click on the video, the message was meant to find you as long as it resonates. Okay, so we're looking at your current dreams and what is it exactly that's trying to be communicated to you through your subconscious. Okay, so we'll pick 3 cards here for your 3 options. If you're pulled to your 3rd card, pop in right out. If you are pulled to multiple cards, could be multiple aspects being pulled through. Okay, so always listen to your intuition, and we'll tap into whatever it is here that's trying to be communicated to you. I'll pull a charm as well. So if at any point you want to click on the option, you're free to do so. I will reveal these shortly. So option 1, 2, 3. Timestamp is in the description box and in the pinned comment below. It will take you directly to your pick, and let us reveal these options. Option number 1, you guys have number 16 with keys. Option number 2, you guys have number 9 with food. Option number 3, you guys have 27 with sailing. So let's pull a charm for all 3 of these. Option 1, your charm is the key. How ironic. You guys got keys and we pulled a key. Looking very similar to this key. All right. Option number 2. You guys got the tree of life. Let's put that right here. Option number 3. You guys got a swift. Swift or a swallow bird. We'll put that, or shall we put it right over here? Okay, I'm going to move this box out of the way. Option 1 with keys. Option number 2 with food and the tree charm. And option number 3 with sailing and the swift bird. So I'll leave the video running for a bit. Sit with this energy. And as usual, use your own intuition, what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether the messaging is right for you. If the pile doesn't feel like it is resonating, you can go check out another pile. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. And please keep in mind, this is a general reading, so specific messages will be for specific individuals. Do not take every single message literal. All right, you'll have to use your own intuition to understand what it is being communicated here for you. All right, I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1, you guys picked card 16 or the number 7 with the keyword keys. You have a key and you got the key charm. So I have a feeling that for this group, you guys are seeing a lot of synchronicities and symbols, almost like hard to believe that things are being shown to you the way that things are being shown to you. Like you might get a lot of back to back to back synchronicities in your day, not just in your dreams, you know, that are also reinforcing what it is that's trying to be communicated to you. I feel like you are being heavily guided towards a specific direction. So this is what your dreams are trying to communicate to you. And I feel like you have no idea, okay, where you're being guided to. And so this is sort of a lesson in having to navigate using your intuition and trusting the divine, but it is leading you into enlightenment and to your, I feel, soul purpose. Okay, your soul's purpose. Like, obviously we're here, you know, living a lifetime to experience whatever our soul is meaning to experience. But I do feel like for a lot of individuals that have a specific purpose, that they're here on earth to fulfill, that the divine comes and sort of intervenes, guiding towards a specific place, specific thing that's needing to be accomplished, specific understanding. Okay, so I feel like you've been maybe really frustrated, for one, because I feel like you can't see why or where you're going. Is nothing's really making a whole lot of sense, I feel, for you, because I feel like you've been navigating blindly, and I feel like there is something very, very specific here that's going to make a whole lot of sense, and it's guiding you to do something, because I feel like you might be very fixed or have been fixed in your world for quite some time. I feel things have been quite cold, things have been quite stuck or fixed, or you've been maybe coasting or just in a situation that's been pretty solid, I feel here, you know, but I feel like the divine wants you to ascend, wants you to grow, wants you to move from a fixed situation, wants you to take action on something. I feel like there's also something here about you being really a unique soul here to accomplish something. Like, you have the answer to do this. Your soul's quest is to accomplish this thing, you know, but we need to go through a series of, we have to go through some sort of journey of growth, individual growth and understanding. And I feel like it does require your intuition and your collaboration with spirit, your trust in the divine, to fulfill this, whatever this is. I feel like you might still be carrying your false self, okay, or an identity of self that you've been carrying for some time, because it is expected of you. So I feel you're still carrying that. And so the dreams are popping through here to, I really feel, as a process of you shedding anything that's not authentically you, because I feel like there is some sort of image that you're upkeeping here because of an obligation, you know, so it's keeping you sort of stuck in some sort of thing here. So I do feel it is a gradual sort of process here. I don't feel like you've been really, like, I feel like, yeah, you're outside of your comfort zone for sure, because I feel like you were really in control of seeing and making choices and decisions. And because your world has been pretty fixed and solid, that anything outside of that seems foreign. But I don't feel like it is a huge sort of, like, cutting you out of your world, you know, like you haven't been turned upside down in a way that you're on the opposite end of the world, and, you know, all your relationships have been cut off. Like, I feel like this is a gradual step-by-step thing, but I feel like this is very different and foreign to you, so it might feel very upside down, because how do we navigate this? How do we trust our intuition? Maybe our intuition's been asleep for a very long time. We've been very focused on living the identity of something here, you know, someone here that's not really us. Okay, so you're being guided towards some solution here that's going to provide enlightenment. It's going to provide a change, I think, here in the way you do things, and I feel it's going to liberate you and bring you towards happiness. So lots pulling through. Oh my goodness, let's take a look. Hopefully these oracle cards fit here. I have a lot of my Halloween decorations here, which I enjoyed doing. Let's try to fit them all here for you guys and see what it is that the divine is trying to communicate through your dreams. Now, why through dreams? Okay, like, why through dreams? I guess I should have put this in the intro, but I feel like your state of consciousness, okay, is your I am presence, your awareness. It's always there. Now, whether you're consciously tapped into that, being present in the moment, you know, is really up to the level of how awake you are, because sometimes we are either in the past, meaning we have memories coming up, we're thinking about what we did yesterday or what we said to that person, or we're living in the future. You know, what am I going to have for dinner? When am I going to be off? Like, how's this trip going to go? What am I going to say to that person? How am I going to prepare for this meeting? So we're not in the present moment. We're in the past or we're in the future. Okay, but when we're in the present moment, our consciousness is in a state, and that's the same state that we are bringing into a dream state. Now, again, whether we're aware or not would determine whether we're lucid in this dream, okay, or we're just allowing our consciousness to sort of take the wheel, as it does when we're in living or awake, or living awakened state, I guess. Okay, not awakened consciousness, but awake state. So this means to be awake and to be asleep is one and the same. There's nothing but a dream, because your consciousness is really the state of being. Okay, that is being truly awake. So when we're lucid in a dream, we can control what it is that we're doing and seeing, just like we can in the awakened state. Okay, so yes, there's a lot that sort of comes through in the dream, and it's our subconscious mind releasing a lot of the unnecessary sort of information. You know, sometimes we don't even remember our dreams. And what is pulling through here is that there is dreams that are supposed to be sort of understood in a way, but only you can sort of relate to what your dream is meaning to you, because it's tied back to your own unique subconscious and what that feeling is from within you. Okay, so this is why, you know, if we have a dream of a rat, if you have a dream of a rat, then I have a dream of a rat, it means different things. You know, if I'm terrified of rats, the rat's going to mean different if you have a pet rat. The rat doesn't really symbolize what it's trying to tell you. It's more of the feeling. So how are you feeling in your dreams? You know, what feeling is coming through here? Not necessarily the symbol so much, but there sometimes is symbols, you know, pulling through. And also, are you lucid in these dreams, or are you letting the dream sort of take over? How conscious are you? The more you meditate, the more you release those noise chatter throughout the day. So when you go to sleep, you've already released a lot of that buzzing noise. So there's more space in your dream to be more present and aware, you know, more in tune. So you might want to tap into that if your dreams are noisy, you know. Okie dokie. So I give blessings. Look at that. So we have two people here, butterflies, symbolizing liberation and transformation. 3 could symbolize growth. Okay, it does symbolize relationships, and we see 2 people here. So we're in relationship with everything and everyone. Okay, relationship with self, relationship with our emotions, relationship with food, relationship with people. So something's massively transforming here. It's how we engage. I give blessings. Wow. All right, and we have union. Alabasesipo. We have 2 people dancing. 2 people. Okay, so we're still talking about partnership, relationship. Union is how balanced we can be. How do we engage? How harmonious are we? How balanced are we? These 2 people are dancing, and she's wearing all white, which is pure consciousness, authentic self, not the self, the identity I was picking up of the false self or the suit we wear for other people. Dance portal, let go, let go. So we see music notes. Music could be significant for some of you guys, but it's like singing your own song, the authenticity here. And in order to be authentic, we must let go, surrender, detach from some of the stuff that maybe we are identified with as being who we are, which is untrue. So we have intuition. Yes, we picked that up for sure, having to navigate with the intuition. So we have Pisces energy pulling through, High Priestess. So a lot of you guys might really be developing this part of yourself here that's been asleep for some time. Maybe your psychic abilities might be pulling through, or your third eye. You might be guessing things or knowing things. Love, beautiful love. So love is the greatest power because love is God and God is love. So we're coming back to God, to love. We're opening our heart space here, authenticity. Okay, this is learning how to truly love unconditionally when we're picking up here relationship. So how do I love myself? How do I have a loving relationship with everything and everyone in my life through this space of love? Good things. Oh my goodness. Number 11. 11, a master number. Divine inspiration, synchronicities, which we were really picking up initially. First thing I picked up here was you're seeing a lot back to back to back, even in your living state. So you might be seeing a lot of angel numbers, a lot of words, a lot of symbols, a lot of names, a lot of things coming up through readings and just all clicking here. And it's almost overwhelming how symbolic some of these things are. Okay, but this is 11 is also the encouragement to keep going, you know, because I think it's easy to sort of stay coasting or give up or have sort of an easier place rather than to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone. We see the intuitive eye again pulling through. Okay, we see two people. So I'm still feeling something about partnership or relationship here. And we're tapped into someone else, or we're really tapped into everything that's going on in our world on a multi-dimensional level, not just physical, but in a multi-dimensional level, like with our intuition. So now we're seeing another side, energetic side of everything, which is very different than what we're used to. Good things. 5 apples. So 5 is about challenge. It's also rebuilding. We have a hand. Could mean putting up a boundary, stopping something, or having to do something. I still feel like there's a need to do something. Yeah, there's a need to provide something good here, because again, what's pulling through is that thing, that purpose you're being called to produce, and it's a good thing. It's a very good thing here. That's not going to create itself unless you are in your authentic being. So predictions of growth. Yes, 3. First thing we got with the number 3 was growth. Okay, we see the tree here, very similar to these trees. Trees all about stability, but it is potentially our family lineage. You know, none of these trees have fruit because we haven't produced the thing yet, the purpose. You know, our fruit still hasn't been produced. So we might have planted roots somewhere, very solid, and now it's time for us to make fruit, and we can't where we've planted roots. I think we're being called to uproot ourselves in order to have growth. 36, or the number 9. 9 is fruition. Yeah, fruition, create the fruit, completion and fulfillment. So we weren't fulfilled. We might have thought we were okay, but I feel like there's a fulfillment that comes with satisfying our life's purpose here, okay? I'm going to have multiple life purpose. I don't feel like we always have one, but I feel like when we tap into our authentic self, all true forms sort of grow around us. People get impacted by us. Relationships, everything we sort of touch and do is now different from a place of pure consciousness and our state of awareness that is no longer attached to the false self. And so that interacts with everyone and everything differently, right? So not only is it one sort of path of purpose, but we're now impacting everyone and everything to transform around us through our light. We have this beautiful light within us that shines once we remove all of the shadows and attachments. Courage. Okay, so pulling through with 11 was the encouragement to keep going. I feel like this is this. Like, we have to be courageous and face some of our fears, because if we've been very much fixed or comfortable or solid in some sort of state, it is very difficult for us to uproot, you know. But I feel like what we were missing maybe was a passion, a drive, and an inspiration, like the fire in the belly might have been missing, you know, which requires us stripping away a lot of the false self, being completely surrendered to the divine, and knowing that we are protected, you know, by the divine, but trusting this. So Leo energy pulling through here, as well as Pisces, like I said. So we have hold. So this is giving me sort of a 10 wands energy, carrying something very heavy, but the egg could be talking about a rebirth. So when we're in the egg, we're incubating, waiting to be born again. And we are being divinely guided here. Divinely guided. But I feel like we're still in shadow here. And I feel like our life might have been on hold, you know, like it might have been very, very stuck here. Desire, yeah, we've got that from the fire, like a passion, a desire, an inspiration. The fire to ignite us towards what we want to do. And we have to shed the old. It requires a lot of healing. And like I said, the vulnerability. She's naked here. She's naked here riding this lion of fire. So we got to shed the old, or shed the false self, I should say. Simplify. Simplify. And your sensitivity is a gift. So here we have the seahorse and we have the starfish. So starfish talks about how we're perceived. You know, we might have to be a certain way, fulfill some sort of certain role in order to be perceived or fulfill something here, because there's concern about how we might look or do. A seahorse is mate for life. And I feel like this is your life purpose, your life calling. There we see a bunch of pearls. So pearls could certainly be through a lot of agitation, you know, of the sands of time when we form the pearl. So it's not an easy process here to form into a pearl. A very difficult process. In flow with money, 43, or the number 7, in flow with money. Okay, so let me sit here with this energy, you guys. We did tap into a lot of this as I laid the cards out. So I might just, I don't know how I'm going to do the timestamp here, but just give me a minute to tap into this energy. Okay, beautiful people. Your dreams. Definitely watch the card layout. I don't know that I'm going to put a timestamp here to this part, because I feel like the bulk of what was needing to be said has been said. You know, why the dream? You're fixed, stuck. It's getting you to move towards your life purpose here. Okay, but I feel this message is one that wants to tell you that every dream that you're having is taking you a step closer to the purpose, and making it easier for you to let go of attachment and drop the false self. It's all intertwined into your living space as well, you know. It's not just through dream, and that's the message. It's like your dreams, your day, everything's intertwined here, because it's all enmeshed. It wants to change how you engage with people and with your own world, which is in relationship with yourself, people, things you do, is completely sort of shifting here. So you're going to be reborn as someone completely different, you know. And why is it happening? Because I feel like there is this life purpose that you're being called to do, and you have to be in an energy of pureness, consciousness, authenticity, in order to accomplish this, which will require you tapping into your intuition, being very in tune with the divine, and opening your heart space, understanding what is unconditional love, and having loving relationship with everyone and everything, which is a lot different than what we're used to having, because when we are still asleep and attached, our love is based out of fear and based out of more of the mind and circumstance. Okay, so I feel like there is a connection you have to the practical world right now that's keeping you sort of supported, and it makes sense in the matrix world. Okay, and so it could be scary when we start to have to trust the divine blindly and intuitively, which is why it's been sort of a step-by-step gradual process rather than just flipping your whole world completely in a tailspin and robbing you of everything, putting you on the opposite side of the world and saying, well, just, kind of trust the divine. I feel this is like step-by-step process because you have planted roots somewhere which isn't producing the fruit here. And the fruit is something absolutely in line with your soul's purpose. Okay, and I do feel it does involve your soul community. Could certainly involve one other person, but it involves your community, your people. But this would require you to let go of all attachment, you being this divine, beautiful, enlightened being that can guide, okay, and can touch everything around you to transform as well. Because as we know, when we're enlightened and when we are present and consciously aware, we shine this light and it allows other people to do the same, to also be authentic here. Okay, so I feel like there are times where you feel very stuck, where things feel very difficult, and I feel like it's been a process over a period of time that hasn't been pleasant for you. Okay, but know that at the end result, there's going to be something absolutely beautiful. You are taken care of. You will be taken care of in the practical world here, but you are the gift here that's going to be producing something, and things will get a lot easier. But how this message is coming through is the only reason why we might feel difficulty is because we're resisting and we're still attached and we're still sort of having to think we need to do or be something that we're not. And that makes it even more difficult, and it's resistance, and it stops the flow of this journey, okay, for however long. But I feel like it's going to continue at whatever pace it does. But if we're wanting to not experience suffering and not go through resistance and not delay things, then we are to surrender and allow ourselves to flow and trust that the divine is leading us. And how we do this is check back with the heart. And what do we desire? And we don't resist or silence the heart. Okay, if it is loud and has some sort of urgent message, it's most likely fear, ego trying to lead us astray. So this love and this desire is something that we feel deep inside, okay, that feels like it's something that aligns us with our soul purpose. So we're learning about balancing ourselves through releasing attachment, okay, so that we can produce a beautiful outcome here into the world. And that can't be produced unless we're in our authentic self. This is what your dream is trying to do. You're going to produce this beautiful thing, a bunch of beautiful things, really. Beautiful things for yourself and beautiful things for those around you. So this is the message here, and it will get easier. So not to sort of, talk yourself out of anything that is coming through with the intuition that you might not understand on a logical level, but that you feel pulled to, and know that that is where you're being called to just sort of take steps towards that. And sometimes it just requires releasing, and then the universe can flow you towards that. Okay, so yeah, like what are you going to produce here? I think for everyone is different, but it is in line with your authenticity. So we're just going to pull some tarot and see if we can get like a sneaky peek of anything further here, for Pile 1. Spirit, what more does Pile 1 need to know about their dreams and what it is that the dreams are trying to communicate here for Pile 1? Anything I've missed? Thank you so much, Spirit, for this beautiful message. We are so blessed. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful Pile number 1. Thank you so much, Pile 1. For allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed. 4 Cups. We weren't emotionally fulfilled. We could say we were safe, but we weren't emotionally fulfilled. Okay? So, our emotions are something here that, like I always talk about, are really a state that's pulled through what runs through your thoughts. So if our world around us creates a certain formation of thoughts, then our emotions are sort of tied to that. So the only way for us to be sort of in line with happiness and desire is always to check back with the emotion. Do I feel good right now? You know, is my state of being, am I feeling love? Am I feeling whole? Am I feeling like I'm in line? Or do I feel sad? Do I feel lack? Do I feel any sort of way that's making me feel contraction? If you feel contracted in any sort of way, you're being asked to check it, okay? Because I feel like this is what Spirit wants to do, is pull you outside of any state of unfulfillment and boredom. So we might have been choosing feeling secure and safe over emotional happiness, you know, true state of love, true state of desire, true state of being in that flow state, so we can produce something here. Because when we're in that state, we start to produce things here, and everyone else can enjoy. You know, we're not playing it safe here in some sort of way. The world, yeah, we're concluding that cycle. That old way of being is coming to an end in our waking state, okay, through all of the signs, symbols, synchronicities, dreams, and communications through the divine, in order to close out a cycle, awakening. Yeah, so a lot of you guys are having a spiritual awakening, you know, like you're starting to see. And look, we started with the blindfold. Okay, we weren't seeing, we're being guided. It's very scary, you know, we're having to trust our intuition and the divine. We might have not have even asked for it, and now where is it leading us to? To remove the blindfold. I can see. I can finally see, you know, and look at all these people still sleeping, and you're sitting up here now seeing. So it's like a butterfly effect. I'm awake, I see. And when I'm awake, I see, I can then guide other people to awaken to their true state of being. So you're being awakened here to your authenticity and to your life's purpose, which could not come unless you were completely authentic. The tethered one, so the hangman, Pisces energy coming through again. So yeah, we were very fixed in a way of living. I feel like you were seeing things the way you're seeing things. You might still, you know, like what we're fed in the matrix. This is this and this is that, and that's what it means. And so we have these social constructs, these beliefs, these identities, these understandings of who and what we need to be and how we support ourselves and how life is supposed to flow. And so we convince ourselves, you know, well, I have to, because who's going to take care of my kids, and who's going to do this, and who's going to do that. And so, yes, logically, of course, who's going to take care of your kids, but this is questioning the divine. Okay, this is questioning the divine. And we're a reverse hangman. We're being asked to put an end to the way that we think we know how the divine is supposed to unfold here, and allow ourselves to follow and trust, especially if you're resonating with seeing all of these dreams, signs, symbols, synchronicities. That's enough for you to trust. Okay, there's no need to doubt here. So the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this is this hold. So we're being guided. We're being guided, okay? This is fate. This is the universe trying to pull us through to bring us towards our life purpose and our calling. And I feel like our own thoughts, our own way of thinking and seeing things with the blinders gets in the way of us flowing towards this. Okay, so we were definitely not on the path once we got really solid and fixed and stuck in some sort of thing we built. But I feel like we're still making excuses, and we're still sort of stuck in our way. So now another message is pulling through here. If these dreams start to ramp up and get very intense, it is because you're in this pattern. You're getting in the way of the divine flow. You're trying to convince yourself that what you know logically, or what you understand in this material world, is what's right. And so you start to resist, and you start to try to convince or logically understand. And there's nothing to do with logic here. Okay, your only thing is to surrender, let go. Okay, if you have any attachment to anything by way of trying to make a story of why you have to do that or be that, you're being asked to let go and cut the cord. And then we flow again. And all these dreams aren't as intense, okay? They're intense, and they're going to keep happening here until you cut the cord. Cut the cord so you're your purest, authentic self. Because your relationships with everything and everyone's supposed to be shifted towards this new state, which is your authentic state, your pure state, and not the old version of you that interacts with these things. Okay, so we might feel like we're not getting anywhere. We're not getting anywhere because of our own inability to cut the cord. They're too busy just, yeah. And then this gives us more unsatisfaction. You know, now we're unsatisfied with the divine, saying, well, what is this? Like, I feel blind. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I still feel stuck. All this stuff's happening. Maybe I feel like I'm going through a spiritual awakening. I feel like really stuck. It feels very heavy. It feels very confusing or whatever. Okay, but this is you. This isn't divine. This is how you're engaged. You're resisting. You're not letting go. You're still in attachment. Okay, you're still attached to the thing here, I feel. And it's very cold and it's not emotionally satisfying. So we're being pulled out of this. We got to allow it. Yeah, we're being pulled out of this. Look at this. Okay, temperance. So we're learning about, again, we got the union and the temperance, which I was really feeling this divine balance, which provides a lot of healing to us, our masculine and feminine energy being balanced out. So that's how we are in relationship to others, and everything in the universe is in flow and is in balance and harmony. We have to be in one sort of ingredient in order to produce something. Okay, if I'm in one energy and I encounter another energy, we produce something. Now, if I'm in a different state of energy, okay, and I encounter this same energy, I now produce something different, because my chemistry, my energy, is going to dictate the output. Okay, it's going to dictate the output regardless of where that person or thing is at. You know, if I eat an apple and I'm completely present to enjoy the taste of that apple, it's very sweet. The experience is very enthralling and I'm engaged. I could eat the exact same apple and be completely removed, thinking about, you know, what happened yesterday and what I'm going to eat for dinner, and completely miss the apple altogether. So now that experience is completely different. So that outcome is different because my energy was different. Okay, same apple, two different experiences. Two different experiences. So we are the creator of that experience. And so I feel like this is what's happening, is Spirit's pulling you out of current state. Okay, through all of this stuff, including the dreams, so that we're not in the same state, so that we can be in a different ingredient, so we can heal past traumas, heal the false self, or we don't really need to heal the false self. We just need to abandon false self and attachment. Okay, we don't need that. We just need purest state, but it's all you. You know, it's all you. Like, I feel like the divine is guiding you, but you are one in the divine. You know, and we just have to allow ourselves to sort of be pulled here, to allow ourselves to get into balance so that we can be in flow state. And I don't feel we're in flow state. We're getting in our own way with our own sort of hangman. Okay, trying to fill some new way of being with old mold. My old self is coming into this new way. No, the old self needs to go. Okay, it needs to go here. But your purest state, which has been in you all along, needs to shine through. The light needs to shine through here. But you will be guided towards emotional happiness here. Look at Empress. Yes, so beautiful angels. And this is all about the abundance, the good things, unconditional love. Okay, so I feel like the best version of yourself is being reborn here. Okay, and this is an ability to be in our power. And divine feminine's all about receptivity. How do I give and receive love from a flow of genuine heart space here? So yeah, you're coming into some ascension of yourself. Okay, now you don't have to be born female so much as really tapped into a heart space here of divine feminine, which has been probably blocked off for some time. You know, or doership, we're trying to control by doing and that sort of thing. And that's like, how does it feel to just be open to love? How does it feel to be in relationship with everything and everyone and see the love behind it? You know, the love in the apple, the sweetness in the apple that I've missed because I was too busy thinking about yesterday or what I'm going to say at the meeting. Okay, so this is your reading. Beautiful pile number 1. I hope this helped you guys. I love you guys so much. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 2. You guys picked card number 9 with food and the tree of life. Ooh, the tree of life. Okay, what am I getting? Well, this is an interesting card, isn't it? So all these people are kind of around this table, pigging out. So food. I feel like this food is symbolizing intaking and ingestion here. And I feel like we might be wrapped up in Matrix world, but like doing as everyone else sort of does here, or feeling, for some of you guys, we might be very heavily in addictions or distractions or attachments, like heavily here. You know, we might be in coast mode or program mode, or have been for some time. Maybe you realize this and are trying to pull out, you know, like everything from how often I'm on my phone watching YouTube tarot readings, or just in a world here with people who are in program. There's a lot of drinking coming through here too. So we might be just mindlessly distracted with our way of being. So some form of some hedonistic type energies pulling through here now. Oh yeah, I think there might be some ancestral sort of traumas that we're having to flush out. And so in our dream state, I feel like something's being brought to our attention. Maybe how we are in programming, or what it is we're still needing to heal. How we can make ourselves a little more solid so that we are on our own sort of 2 feet here, planted, secure. I feel like maybe we're not very secure, planted very well. We're kind of at the mercy of wherever we're sort of drifting to. It's kind of what I feel here, you know? And it's like maybe making like immediate decisions that are just sort of based on immediate gratification rather than long term. But I feel like maybe our community of people aren't really supporting us, or they all seem kind of fake, or they're not really, I don't know, we might feel outcast here, or like we don't really belong. We can't really connect. Everyone maybe seems very fake, or in some other world. And it's like, I want to create something here that's solid, and all I'm around are people who are in this sort of robotic state, you know? Maybe you see this. Maybe you're not in this state, but I feel like there is something about what it is you ingest or digest or are exposed to here that might be not healthy, or how to make it more healthy. Like we all need to eat food, but it's like what types of food are good for us, you know? What type of family is good for us? So maybe it's our soul food, like yeah, okay. This is coming through here. It's like, I feel like you're surrounded by people who aren't your soul tribe. So you need people, you need to connect, you know, we're humans that want intimacy and bonding and connection. But I feel like the people around you aren't the right types of people here that support you, that allow you to plant your roots or be your authentic self. And so who are these people, and the dreams coming through maybe to make you see something about this, you know, make you more aware of this. And so that distracting energy, or that hedonistic energy, might be the people around you, you know, just doing sort of very shallow things. Like, what about spirituality? What about the divine? You know, are these people spiritually connected to themselves? Are they tapped in? Or are they just sort of coasting here in some sort of dream state of the real world? Okay, real in parentheses, but really they're the ones in a dream. This is interesting. Okay, let's see. So tree, like I say, is sometimes indicating our family lineage, the family tree. It could be symbolizing stability, security, health. You know, it is also talking about health, and I feel like something of health is pulling through for some of you guys. Mental health, spiritual health, physical health might be needing to be taken a look at. Yeah, that really pulls through here. You know, the health of something here. Health of relationships, the health of how you engage. And like I always say, relationship is how we engage and are in relationship with everything. My relationship with food, my relationship with my own self, how I'm in a relationship with my thoughts, I'm in a relationship with my phone, I'm in a relationship with these people. Alrighty. I am trustful in my relationships. Oh my goodness. Don't look at any of these. So I am trustful in my relationships. Here she's all in white and pure, so she's her authentic self. Okay, relationships with people, relationships with things. Healing. Ifarata. Okay, so this is giving me temperance energy, and she's wearing the green. Green ray is all about unconditional love and opening the heart space, finding balance and healing. The masculine, the feminine balance here. So a lot of you guys might be recovering from addictions, okay? Not a lot, but I don't know. Maybe I'm tapped into an energy around you, but I do feel like there is something here we're having to heal from. But anything could be an addiction here. You know, if we're attached to it, if it's unhealthy in some way here and it's not allowing us to progress, ascend, then it's some sort of unhealthy attachment addiction. So we have Nana Baruku with essence. Yeah, pure essence. So she's all in this white. The essence is the being, the pure being. And she has this dagger and this vase. So this is kind of giving me, this vase is giving me, what is it called when we are not incarcerated, that's in jail, sorry, what's it called when we die, the urn, we're, the word's not coming to me, which is really weird, but that's kind of what it's giving me, like we're burnt in the incinerating machine. So it sounds so bad, but then it's like our ashes, right? And then we're reborn. So like Phoenix I'm getting here, like we have to burn off a part of ourself here in order to be reborn. So our essence comes through here, a beautiful essence, enlightenment. Wow. Okay, honor yourself. Yeah, honor yourself. Beautiful pile too. Oh my goodness. And we have create. We are the creator here from our pure sense of essence, our pure state of being. We create. We are the creator here. Purpose. Beautiful. You guys might want to watch pile 1 because I do feel a lot of this as well in 1, but it is a different energy. But our soul purpose can only be created once we're in pure state. Once we honor ourselves, then we create. Okay, so we all have a purpose, a great grand purpose here. And so I feel like you're being called to this purpose. And so the dreams are trying to get you to see, what is this purpose? What is it we're supposed to detach from? Where is it we're supposed to plant roots? What is it we're supposed to be healing and releasing? Ancestral wounds. And the one who needs to control, number 20 or number 2. 2 is about duality. Okay, duality. So we feel very separate, them versus me. I'm going to do certain things to myself here. But as we know, we're all one being connected to source, unity consciousness here. We're not separate. And so we might have felt like we had to control some sort of outcome here, or like the power was in our own doing of our own world. Meanwhile, the divine is showing you that the divine is in control of this beautiful energy here, that you could allow yourself to surrender and let go and not need to control. Slimy, number 2. We have all these frogs. So I'm getting the, again, immediate gratification. I'm getting hedonistic. I'm getting addiction. I'm getting choosing the thing that disconnects us from spirit. Doesn't make us feel very good. Trust. It's a relationship. I am trustful in my relationships. Earth. Okay. So some of you guys might be earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, pulling through with this and all these trees. And we have fear. So we have Scorpio energy with the skulls, but again, transformation. And here we have a hold. The one who needs control. So letting go of things that might need to be transitioned out or let go of because of fear. And we have shadow with the mirror. So shadow work, looking at the shadow self. And we have my high vibes, heal the world. Oh my goodness, look, we have the earth and the world here. The rainbow talking about hope, but also the different ways and perspectives we might be seeing certain things. Okay, which is Pisces hangman energy, and choose who you are becoming with the crossroads here. This way or that way. Duality again with the 2. Number 7. 7 is about faith, wisdom, reflection, and understanding. Okay, it's also the chariot in the tarot, number 7. And so chariot is integrating shadow in order to move towards light, to have victory, to become balanced. So we can navigate through our journey nice and balanced, not toppling over, not being too reckless, and heal the world. Okay, so beautiful. Angels, let me tap into this energy for you guys. And you guys can click on the timestamp. Okay, beautiful. Pile number 2. I feel like you were really disconnected from the divine and your pure self. Okay, you might want to go watch pile 1, but this is a little bit more of a different sort of message. Plus 1, you can certainly relate with. Your dreams are really coming forward through with a message to provide healing for you. Because when we have dreams, we have certain emotions that we feel throughout that dream, and we might wake up feeling a certain way, you know. So every dream and every engagement we have and understanding sort of starts to peel away certain parts of self, and we start to understand certain parts of self, you know. And sometimes we're not even cognizant of what's going on in the dream, but healing's happening throughout these dreams. I feel like for a lot of you guys, there is this state of being very disconnected from the divine. You know, we were living the rat race, and some of you guys might have been in addictions, distractions, just like very disconnected. Okay, I feel like relationships might have been very shallow as well. And I feel like we couldn't really connect with people on a very deep, soulful level here. And the only way to really connect deeply and have this sort of connection is for us to be completely authentic in ourselves. So I feel like there's a lot of attachments and habitual things that were filling our space and our activities. And so this is allowing you to see what is healthy for you and what's not, so that you know how to connect to a certain part of yourself so that you're able to connect with other people. I feel like there was a very heavy false self here that you wore, you know, to protect yourself. And maybe you've been hurt in the past, you know, or maybe you just felt you had to do what everyone else did or be in a certain way. And I feel there's a lot of filler here that didn't make you very happy. And so why this is happening is because now, when you shed all these distractions and false ways of being, you're able to create something with purpose here. Okay, but I feel like the difficulty here is in you really taking a look at your own shadow. Because I feel like your shadow's been projected on the people around you. And what you created in your world is really a creation of your own doing. So if people were not very good, or you were experiencing a not very good life, okay, not very good, it's because you were creating this. Okay, hard pill to swallow, but you're projecting this. So if you're encountering untrustworthy people, it's because you're untrustworthy yourself, or there's a part within yourself here that needed to be healed in regards to trust. Okay, so we're learning non-judgment. Okay, so if we judge others, we get to judge ourselves. If we don't trust others, we don't get to extended the trust. So what we're being taught to do here is to allow our truest essence to come out, okay, by us really honoring and respecting what we're actually doing, or activity in the physical, and so that it can reflect what's going on here on the inside. Because the inside is an indicator of what's going on the outside, always. So if we don't like what we see on the outside, it means something's going on the inside we got to take a look at. Okay, so I feel like we might have thought that the out there needed to change, or that we needed to do more or control more. Meanwhile, what we were needing to do is go on the inside. So your dreams, which I feel for some of you guys, you might still be looking on the outside. What are those people doing? Are these things aligned? And I'm still doing all the distracting, still doing all the hedonistic things, still engaged with distracting things that aren't aligned. But yet we still feel some way about it that feels like we're not happy, or we're not connected, or why is out there looking the way that it's looking. It's because we're seeing out there as separate from us. So we're being asked to go inside. Okay, because I feel inside there's a lot going on we're needing to release. There's a lot going on the inside that we don't like about ourselves. And so what are these things we don't like about ourselves? So we have to make peace with what is on the inside. We'll look at the part of self that we might not like and learn to like it. At least accept it and know that it is there. And just like a child, we welcome it into our heart and accept it without judgment, so we can integrate that part of shadow into our whole self and our essence. Not shun it away, and keep it in the cell, the locked up cell within us somewhere in the shadow, because it keeps manifesting in our actions until we take a look and accept and integrate. So we have to transmute a lot of these parts of self that I feel you don't connect with now because you've shunned them. You've shunned them. And I don't know if you know that you're consciously doing this, but when we are engaged with people and we see ourselves react in a certain way, it is always because there's a projection within us that is creating that reaction. So if we're reacting in a way here that makes us feel angry, or like we have to say or do something here, that means there's something going on within us. So that's a perfect catalyst trigger for us to say, hey, what's going on the inside here that's making me react a certain way? If I can't trust this person, or if this experience that I'm having here is making me feel a certain way, then I know that there's something within me calling out to be looked at here. And so we might shy away from this because we might judge it. We're not supposed to judge it. So the whole point of this process, this shadow work, this integration of shadow and transmutation of negative energy or shadow energy or subconscious energies, is for us to accept ourselves whole and complete, beautiful being as you are. This provides a lot of healing, and you bring balance within self so that you can be this beautiful light to bring healing to the world, because there's something you're supposed to create in that beautiful, pure state once you start to honor yourself. Okay, once you start to accept the parts of yourself here that you've judged. So instead of trying to force the outside world to be a certain way or to take doership and take action, we're not being asked to take any action. Your dream wants you to take an inner look. And what you're supposed to be constantly sort of reminding yourself is, how in this moment am I like these robots, just taking action, just indulging, or just filling my time with nonsense? It doesn't mean anything. It is not connected to something greater or spiritual. And so, of course, all of us take a moment to maybe do something indulging, here and there. You're human. Totally get it. But I feel like we've tipped the scales here to this programmed self that is more heavy in the programming than it is in the divine being, in the essence. So we're spending more time with useless stuff, filling it with useless relationships, with time filler stuff here. Maybe, again, immediate gratifying things here that are burn and turn. But our soul is crying out, saying there's something more fulfilling, more deep, more spiritual here. And you're needing to heal certain parts of inner self here. So instead of trying to band-aid it or fix it with a quick fix, let's get to the root of what this is. And we might not want to look at it because we're still carrying judgment. So how are we judging ourselves? How is this inner critic coming out? Anytime we make any judgment on anyone else, it is because there's something going on inside of us. Anytime we feel anything here in regards to out there, it's because it's inside. Everything out there is complete mirror of our own world going on the inside. Everything, even that jerk, even that person, even that experience, we brought it to ourselves. And so we're needing to look at ourselves every time from a very sort of objective point of view, not passing judgment, and then welcoming this part of self, honoring this part of self. This part of self could have got fragmented when we experienced some sort of trauma, and it went hiding in the shadow. When I was young and something happened, I wasn't old enough to stand up for myself or speak my truth. And so that inner child or that part of self went hiding. And so now we need to embrace that part of self and say, self, you were helpless. There was nothing you could have said or did. I understand what happened or why you did what you did. And now I accept and embrace you. And we do this constantly with every part of ourself. There's no part of yourself that should be shunned or rejected or cast away into the shadowy self. Okay, we are all one, and we all have this beautiful divine energy that needs to be pure light and not tainted with shadows and traumas here. And so there's a lot of things we got to release within self, but I feel there's a lot of fear in looking at the parts of self that we might be still judging. There's no need to judge. Trust in the divine. Trust that you are one and the same as the divine. You are creator. Okay, we got to make peace with self And once we start to trust and honor self and accept self and transmute this, the outside world starts to look a lot different here. And so our energy vibration is higher. We start to see the world different, everyone around us differently. And now we surround ourselves with our soul tribe. And we get to create something here that is very much in line with your purpose. Because I feel there's something you're supposed to be producing here. Okay, you choose who you're becoming. So we might be stuck in the past. We might be doing things the old way still. Okay, and Spirit is saying, no, it's time to move on. Time to detach from things, okay, physical things and relationships and things that just are not fulfilling in a way here that's bringing you closest to your purest state of being. So we've got to stop and ask ourselves, right? But I feel like the frustration here is in trying to change the outside world by force or doing rather than going inwards. So the dream keeps popping up. Look inwards, look inwards, look inwards. Shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. How are you feeling? Okay, so let's pull some tarot and see if we can get a deeper layer here for pile 2. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile 2. What are they needing to know about their dreams and what this dream state's trying to tell them? So, yeah, the tethered one in reverse. That's Hangman, Pisces energy. This is, I'm seeing the world from the way that I've always seen it. You know, and so if I've been always logical, I'm using that same approach. And your dreams are saying, no, time to see things completely differently. Time to get enlightened. Time for you to connect to the divine. Time for you to see your cords. You have cords right now. And you're stuck in your way of your cords to your physical world, to certain people, certain things. And it's keeping you tethered to the old way. It's not allowing you to have progress. It's not allowing you to create. It's not allowing you to be in line with your purpose. It's getting in the way of your true essence. I'm going to cut these cords, but you're making excuses for it, or you're seeing it in the same way you always do. It's them versus me. Out there needs to be changed by the way of the same doing, or I'm doing the same thing I've always done, expecting sort of different results, and then I get sort of more frustrated. No. It's time to go inwards, and time to always say, it's whatever I see out there that I don't like, it's because there's something going on in here that I got to take a look at. Okay, and once we heal it, we might still see things we don't like going on out there, but it doesn't make us feel angry. It's like, yes, that person's on their journey. That person's on their journey. Oh, look at that poor soul, still living in sort of a matrix world. Doesn't pull at me, doesn't make me feel frustration, doesn't make me want to interject to control or change. It makes me say, okay, person, I accept you as you are because I see myself in you, as we are one. Okay, but right now we're getting frustrated. We're trying to change things by way of force or doing. We don't. We just change self. We see the world completely different. The sun, you're getting enlightened. So we're going from a state of seeing things in a certain way, cutting cords in order to get enlightened, to see a great truth. We could see clear. We have joy now. We're not like this. We're not feeling slimy. We have joy. Like, how beautiful is it for us to embrace ourselves with this warm sunlight? The part of us that felt slimy, the part of us that felt like, ooh, I can never accept this part of me. It's like, no, yes, you can. Yes, you can. That is part of you, and it is time for you to enjoy this beautiful energy of the sun. Okay, most positive card in the tarot. This is joy and bliss, welcoming, and now we can see clearly. We see everyone clearly because we see ourselves clearly. Okay, so we're still looking out there. We need to be looking inside. So we have 7 of Cups in reverse. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So again, you guys might want to go see pile 1. Okay, but you are divinely guided. Your dreams are trying to guide you out of current state, because I feel like your current state's going to keep you in the rat race, going to keep you stuck, not allowing growth, not allowing movement, not allow for things to get better, because we're still stuck in our old way. Okay, and so when we're stuck like this, we start to have no targeted approach, start to spin our wheels. Okay, 7 Cups to me sometimes still talks about the distraction, you know, or kind of in some sort of fantasy land. And the fantasy is us not getting connected to the divine, connecting to our purpose, connecting to our essence, feeling very clear, you know, clear about our choices, clear about our direction, clear about our passions. It's like, yeah, there's a bunch of things going on. I'm sort of unclear. And, you know, I have all these sort of, I don't know, like a fart in the wind. Okay, like, yeah, everything could seem like a big dream or a big hope, and it's not really going anywhere. So you have something to accomplish. The divine wants to bring you towards this, but we're spinning our wheels, living like programmed Autobots. Okay, so your dreams trying to bring you into joy, into clarity, into enlightenment, into certainty. So you're very certain about yourself. Okay, because I feel like you even doubt yourself here. But once we trust ourselves, it's like, no, my authentic self trusts exactly what I say, what I do. I know where I'm going in a way here that's not, you know, like some sort of, I don't know, some sort of matrix being. So 10 cups, yeah, into your happiness. Okay, this is you being completely emotionally fulfilled with your soul tribe, your soul family, complete and utter emotional happiness here. Okay, with the sun. This is beautiful combination. Okay, so we're working on ego self, the world. So we can conclude a big part of our cycle here in our world that we've been stuck in for some time. Okay, we're closing the chapter of our old self, the self that judges, the self that doesn't trust self, the self that isn't authentic, the self that isn't happy and clear and seeing the great beauty that's within, the self that is unable to experience emotional happiness, the self that's stuck in some sort of pattern way of thinking about self, or attached to programming and attached to certain relationships and habitual ways that are getting in the way of growth, that are muddling things up, that aren't allowing you to create your purpose here. Okay, and then when you're in this flow, when you close this out, you are the healing light for the world. You provide this new perspective to others around you. Okay, your high vibration here helps heal others. You're this beautiful healing energy, but you have to be tempered. You have to learn balance. You have to connect to this heart space. And so this heart space is what allows you to forgive. When you tap into this unconditional love, and this is unconditional love of self. If I can have this for someone else, I can have it for myself. Okay, but we have to know what this feels like, to accept something wholly and completely, because it is divine. You know, and whatever they're doing out there is not an indicator of the beautiful light that's going on inside. And so we forgive. There's really nothing to forgive, because really, and that is all just shadow parts of self. The true light being doesn't need forgiveness. It's all inside here. Okay, we need to connect to this within ourselves so we could see that beautiful light in everyone and everything. You know, when we are living from this beautiful state and we're truly liberated. So pile number 2, this is your reading. I love you guys very, very much, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, hello, hello. Gorgeous angels, pile number 3. You guys pick card 27 or the number 9 with the keyword sailing, and we have the swift or the swallow bird. So interesting, because the sailors in the Navy would use these swifts or swallows in order to set them to see how close they are to land. And they're sailing on their sailboats here. So you're definitely on some journey. I think it's been some time, is how I feel. Okay, we're really transitioning, and I feel like it's moving us in a direction here to get to some sort of place. Okay, now we're never really reaching some sort of destination per se, because life is always about the path and the journey. But I feel like this transition seems very turbulent at times. And I feel like we're just wanting to get to sort of to the end, or know when we're going to get to land. You know, when are we going to get to somewhere? Because I feel you're tired. So for this group, I do feel this isn't anything new. I feel like you've been on a journey in your real waking world. Okay, so we're going to see, why are the dreams coming through? But I feel like the dreams are coming through because I think you're really connected or tied to this transition in your world right now that's pulling you from an old state of being, and you're being guided towards a new direction. And I think you're tired and you want to get there. You want to know, like, where am I going, or where's this heading? You know, like, can I trust it? Like, how will I know when I'm there? Or like, is this going anywhere? Am I just going to be in sea, in these turbulent seas, you know, navigating, not really direct, going any place, or what's happening here? Okay, so you might have been guided. Well, we're all guided by the divine, but I mean, like, on this very specific journey. Okay, you might have been heavily guided down a path of journey, but it still feels like there's no understanding of when will I reach some sort of place that allows me to put reason to this, or at least know where I'm going, or attain some sort of accomplishment or understanding of when I can put my feet to the ground. Yeah, I'm getting a very tired energy here, you know, and maybe we haven't moved for some time because we've been stuck in something, and it's like trying to pull us, okay, depending where you are in this energetic frequency, It's like it's trying to move us to a complete different place, complete different energy frequency, and we've been in one frequency for some time. And so it's like, yeah, we got to pull you out of this here, okay? And I feel like it's liberating at the same time with this bird here. Birds are also about communication, so maybe we're learning about authentic communication, speaking our truth, liberating ourselves, knowing how to navigate or direct ourselves towards where we're kind of supposed to be going. Okay, let's see. Beautiful pile 1. What are your dreams trying to communicate to you or show you or tell you? Let's pull the cards. So use your intuition. What you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this messaging is right for you. Only you can do this. All right. So I regard all altars with respect. Wow. So an altar could be certainly used for spirituality, you know, where we devote ourselves. So sailboat goes in water, and this jug is pouring out water, something with emotions coming through very strong here. And another bird. Okay, so birds talk about ascension. So when we ascend, we're reaching states of enlightenment, getting closer to the divine. 2 pillars, like what is it that we value, you know? What is it that we are emotionally feeding here that we value? We're definitely getting closer to the divine. We're definitely connecting to something that means a lot to us because we can devote ourselves here to it. I regard all altars with respect. Okay, and so we have sorcery with revolution. Wow, I don't know what she's holding here. Sort of kind of looks like an asthma inhaler, doesn't it? Is that a vape? I don't know what this is. This is from the whatchamacallit. It's the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. So I'm not sure what this is. Is there a cannabis inhaler? Anyway, sorcery, revolution. Revolution. Okay, let's keep going. Aquarius energy. Karusar with autonomy. Karusar with autonomy. It's a lightsaber in her hand. Autonomy, all about self. Okay, and then we have treat yourself. Okay, wow. More self pulling through here. Lots of pink. Pink is unconditional love of self. And green and blue, tranquility. Beautiful. Tranquility. And we have afraid of the attic, 58. So card 13, which is devil energy. No, I'm sorry. 13's death. I don't know who's getting devil energy. Maybe devil was pulling through. Okay, but 13 is the death card, which is Scorpio energy, transformation, shedding of the old, afraid of the attic. And it's a part of self or a part of something that we're too afraid to revisit or look at or open. A part of self maybe we're needing to look at or have been forced to look at. The lonely journey of the priestess. Yeah, we're certainly feeling the journey here. And it was getting quite lonely here because maybe we felt like we've been navigating for some time. So, card number 8 or 62. 8 is about strength. It's also star energy, which was Aquarius pulling through. But star is about our wishes and our hopes, our long-term vision. And navigating something here. Quite windy. And we have create. Beautiful. So we are the creator. Are we creating ourselves? Could be molding ourselves. I'm getting a visual of the statue of David, you know, where how it was made was all the stone, like it gets carved away. So we chip away the stuff that's needed in order to reveal what's left is the actual statue of David. So the pure self underneath the false self gets carved and molded. Once the false self falls away, we can see the purest state of self. But we have to carve away or chip away or release the things that don't belong. Okay. Abundance. Look at this beautiful picture. So we have the water flowing. Again, lots of water flowing here. Emotions, overflowing. The sun, joy, abundance. The Leo energy. Lots of water, which would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We were feeling Scorpio with the 13. Okay, and then we have wisdom. So air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, wisdom. And we have test. Look at that, jumping through a hoop of fire. Going through the hoop of fire. Test. Okay, I'll put this over here. And then we have my light attracts light. Beautiful. And we have get back to elemental, number 48. Or the number 12 or the number 3. So 3 is all about growth, relationships, initial success. It's also Empress, which is abundance. And I have Taurus, Libra energy. Okay, also Hangman, change of perspective. Pisces, and it's also world, closing out a cycle. Lots of these 3 piles are semi-connected here with the messaging here, okay? If you're pulled to another pile, it could be there's another message here for you. Okay, let me tap into this one because this one's a little different. So let me see what we have. Okay, pile 3. I do feel you've been on the journey for quite some time. Okay, and this is forming you. It's forming you into who you are. Very authentic, so that you don't need anything or anyone, because you really don't. And what you're going to do is yield your beautiful light constantly in order to allow yourself to create the version of you and live the best life that you can, which allows you to live in peace, allows you to create your purpose, allows you to do all the things here that I feel no one can take away from you. So your dreams are very much in line with your enlightenment journey. You're connecting to the divine here, but I feel like there's a part of yourself here that you're tapping into that has really shifted your perspective, you know, like how you can welcome other people, how you can understand how other people sort of engage, but also accept a part of them as a part of yourself, knowing with unity consciousness, we're all one, we're all connected, and respecting the outside world, but connecting to the divine here in a way that allows your light to shine so you can become a beacon of light here for everyone and everything around you. Okay, so this is for your own sort of purpose, if you will, in order for you to be able to navigate in the world in a balanced way and be sort of your own keeper of accomplishing what it is that you're meant to accomplish here. But I feel like it's been very difficult, and it still is sort of challenging when we are going throughout a journey of getting enlightened or learning about self and learning about the divine and connecting with our emotions. I feel like emotions have been a big one here for you, because maybe it's been very difficult for you to manage your emotions. You know, your emotions, maybe you're I don't know, or maybe very, very blocked, or maybe we just didn't know how to rein in our emotions, like in a way here that we could connect to, you know, and knowing that our spirituality and our body, our mind, and our emotions are all sort of needing to come into union and balance. So if our emotions are just sort of out there or blocked or whatever, now there's a disconnect. So it's like, how can I be in tune with my true authentic self so that I can feed towards what it is I need to feed towards and feel like I'm, you know, like in line and flowing with the universe, not resisting or separate from the universe. So you're bringing in a lot of abundance here with this beautiful energy. You are certainly on the path of enlightenment, okay? And I feel like this time, or the time you've spent, for some of you guys quite some time, is giving you the wisdom to understand self, to understand, connect with your own emotions, to really connect a part of yourself in a way that you haven't before, to understand those emotions, to relate to them in a way that says, okay, like now I'm very in tune with how my thoughts are, and when the divine is in play, and when I'm sort of back in my ego self, or when I'm, you know, deviating, And so I think we've had to unpack a lot of the shadow self, parts of self that were really blocked here. Maybe we didn't want to see it, or we just couldn't see it, or it was packed and stored away and was creating all sorts of havoc in our everyday life without us knowing. So it was manifesting in the way we would engage emotionally. You know, maybe we became blocked or shut down in our emotions. Maybe we weren't able to communicate how we'd feel or sit with our feelings here in a way. And it's like, okay, now I've unpacked, or I'm in the process of unpacking, and this is the journey. Looking at the parts of self and these experiences again from a different perspective here. And so this whole experience is one to cross you over to another side and to burn away everything here that doesn't serve you, to chip away parts of self that are false self or not needed in order for the purest state form of you to be shining through. Okay, because all we need is the bright light of who we are in order for us to be whole and complete and for others to be drawn to our light. So I feel like you're on a journey of finding peace, tranquility, enlightenment, you know, loving self, like really true from this place of authenticity, being kind, gentle to self. And when we get to the state, then we can show kindness and gentleness to others because we're fully balanced. I feel like you're coming into union with yourself. Okay, your masculine, feminine, coming balance, integration here. I feel like this is a big change from where you were at, but I feel there is a balancing here of self, and I feel it's a pure self. And I feel like you're going from living with heavy shadows that might have been hindering to transmuting these into light where you can. Okay, now we can't always totally get rid of a full shadow self, but when we're aware of it, we now see when it sort of gets in the way of our physical world. So I feel like there's a dream, a wish, or a hope of attaining some sort of thing here that will come into fruition here. Okay, but in order to get there, we need to be this purest state of self. So I feel like just like pile one, it sort of came out, we might have been robbed of seeing with our eyes in the material world, you know, and this is frustrating. You know, these eyes are closed, these eyes are missing. So it's like I have to trust in my blind intuition, trust in the divine guidance, trust in my inner knowing, you know, follow this light that I could feel inside me, pulling me towards wherever I'm sort of going in these seas, and my emotions are kind of thrown to and fro, and I don't really understand it. You know, how am I really feeling? Or like, I don't want to let my feelings sort of take the wheel, but it's like learning to trust how I feel and communicate how I feel authentically, you know, and to find balance within these two. And so not allow other people to sort of dictate how and who I can be or what I can do. But also know that the divine sort of has the wheel here, but I do have power to let my light shine, you know. And maybe we were given our last life, like say last life, but it was like a lifeline. Like maybe we felt dead, you know, because I was feeling phoenix. Like I feel like, yeah, like we might have felt dead, or like it was over, or like we couldn't attain some sort of vision or hope for something, you know, like we were just, maybe we were aimless in our world, quite targeted. And it's like this experience has given us a new breath of fresh air that we can now be more targeted and be more pointed and feel like hope, you know, hope of something here that is abundant, you know, and people be drawn to this beautiful new energy. So the dream comes through here to validate, yes, you're on a journey. And so I feel like some of your dreams might be really, really tapped into your emotions, you know, or you wake up maybe feeling a certain way, very heavily charged. And it's like, okay, connect to that part of your emotion and see which parts of yourself needs to sort of be looked at and fall away. And like I talked about in pile one, and I probably should have put in the intro, when we are in dream state, we bring our consciousness, okay, our being, our essence, our awareness into that dream, but we're still in sort of program, so we can't be lucid or awake in that dream. And so we're just sort of, you know, riding the elephant through the different planets, and things are happening that seem weird, and we're just sort of going with the flow. How much of that is similar to what we do in the real world, where we're sort of thinking about yesterday. So in multidimensionality, our mind is in yesterday, but we're, you know, driving the car, but we're thinking about what he said, she said the day before, you know, or we're thinking about when we get to work, what we're going to do, and the email we got to send. So now we're living in the future. So we're in some other dimension with our world, with our mind. Okay, but we're still driving the car. So we're in two places sort of at once, similar to the dream. Okay, so nothing different from the waking state to the dream state here, because all it is how consciously awake are you? And this is why once we start to meditate and once we start to find peace, we can have more lucid dreams. Okay, we're more in tune with the subconscious, the shadow self here. We detach from a lot of the, or we transmute a lot of the shadow energy. And so we no longer have sort of dreams that are very loud and noisy. We make a lot of space in the dream in order for us to be very present. Okay, and then we could start to astral travel, which I feel like some of you guys here might be able to astral travel. Okay, but this will take a lot of sort of having to detach from a lot of the heaviness that is very noisy in the subconscious that weighs us down. So when we go to dream state, as we know, it's like decompressing all the images and impressions that our mind has had all day, all week, so that we can go on, you know, for another however long, because the mind is intaking all of this information. And so it releases a lot of what it doesn't need. So when we meditate, we still the mind. And so all of those thoughts that initially when we start to meditate are there and they're loud, and we start to peter those out, it gets quiet and we're still and we're bliss. And so we've released those thoughts. We've now created space. And so now when we go to sleep, the mind is still. And we got to remember self in the dream to become lucid so that we are very in tune here. And so the symbol in the dream isn't so important, right? So if we see the bird, you know, what does the bird mean to you? Because a bird to me could mean a different thing to you. If I'm terrified of birds, I'm going to have one sort of dream. So it's more of what emotion am I tied to this bird? How did I feel in that dream? You know, how did I feel? Because the feelings is really what's going to dictate what that dream is trying to tell you. And so I feel like if we're feeling any sort of contracting energy, that means there's something in the subconscious wanting to be released in order for us to shine this beautiful light, become more pure being here. Okay, so the dream is going to come through, and if it's really emotionally charged, there's still stuff in the subconscious here. And so as we start to transmute or release parts of that false self or the shadow self, or burn those off, and we start to get further and further down our journey. Okay, now I don't feel there is a destination per se, but what I do feel like is we're not going to be as turbulent so much in the emotions. There will be some sort of feet touching the ground here, you know, because I feel like you've been in the sea for quite some time, seasick, aimless, you know. So I do feel it is quite soon here, if I got to be honest, but we got to just really focus on opening up the parts of self that need to be burnt off, you know. And the test here, I feel like every time we have this sort of dream, it's allowing us the opportunity to sit with that sort of emotion and do what we need to do with it. You know, do we hang on to it? Do we integrate it? Do we acknowledge it? And do we live another day doing this exact same thing? So I feel like it's releasing a lot of this, like get back to elemental. Like the only thing that should be left is your purest state. All of your triggers, traumas, emotions, and all these things are being detached and released and transmuted and burnt off. Okay. So this journey is going to give you a new sense of understanding of self, how to find peace, how to give love to self so we can give love to others, and allow ourselves to shine bright so that other people are drawn to our beautiful light. But really, it's bringing us closer to some sort of wish, some sort of vision of what we can attain for ourselves here. And it's giving us this new life. So, spirits, pile 3, what do they need to know about their dream state here? Anything I've missed? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. So, we have the Page of Swords, and we have the 8 of Cups. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Ace of Wands in reverse. Thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy. the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. 2 of Wands, 9 Cups, the Hermit, and the Awakening, which is the Judgment, Virgo energy. And bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, lots of water energy, and the 3 Cups. Okay, let me sit here with this energy here. Yeah, pile number 3. I think your heart is connecting to your emotions in a way that you might have not have been able to do. You know, you might have kept things very 3 Cups, like light. Maybe we haven't really connected to a mature part of our emotions. We can't connect there unless we really open up things we don't want to look at in self. So we've blocked it or not have sat with it. So I think your dreams are getting us curious about taking a look and understanding with the wisdom and this Page of Swords to understand ourselves a little bit better, so we can communicate better, so we can communicate what we're feeling and experiencing. Because I feel like you needed to understand parts of yourself that were emotionally unfulfilled, so we can leave that behind, you know, so we can navigate away in search of our 9th cup, what makes us really happy. The choice is yours. So we could stay in a world where we're unhappy, doing the same old, you know, like aimless, or we could get very targeted and start to search for our 9th cup. But in order to search for 9, we got to leave behind what doesn't work. Because I feel like maybe we weren't inspired to do this. You know, we're just kind of like, yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe I feel more in control in this world that I'm in, you know, but it's to the expense of your own emotions. Feeling maybe more independent or in control in some way, but it's like, well, I wasn't really inspired or passionate to move towards something that really spoke to my heart. And so I feel like your dreams are wanting you to connect to a part of yourself that knows a greater truth. And the great truth is that you can love very deeply here, and you can be very emotionally fulfilled. You need to awaken to this state. This is within you. Okay, you're not a robotic being here that's just sort of keeping people out and, you know, loving to some sort of degree. It's like all about self-love, understanding how I can love others deeply, connect to this part of my emotions so I can understand myself and express myself, and yeah, and just sort of pursue this sort of new me, you know, because the old you was really emotionally unfulfilled here. But I feel like we were trying to hang on to it for some reason, because maybe it was comfortable, or maybe we just didn't know that there was, look, getting in a boat again, you know, that we might have not have wanted to go to sea. We might have not have wanted to go through the boxes of our emotions. And so the dreams are like, no, pile 3, you must look at your shadow self. You must dive into these emotions, because part of yourself is in here. We need to uncover what that is. You've been suppressing it or not wanting to see it, but at the expense of your own happiness. Because you're a deep well here. You know, you're a deep, deep well. But I feel like whatever you're experiencing in your world was like the well that it doesn't fulfill. And I keep coming back to the well, but it's just unfulfilling. And now it's like, no, there's a deep well here that is going to be fulfilling for you. But we must pursue what we're passionately pulled to and have the fire in our belly again. I think something's giving you the fire in the belly. Okay, and it's your light being that's being pulled, and your blindfold's coming off to the reality of who you are. Now, seeing this great truth, but it starts with the curiosity that comes through the dreams. It's like, who am I? You know, what does really feeling my emotions and tapping into this feel like for myself, so I can feel this with others and express this part of me, you know, and really understand. And again, with the Hermit and the star and the lantern, because I was saying there was some sort of wish. Okay, the Hermit is following his North Star, some attainment of some wish here, that I feel maybe there's been an obstacle getting in the way of this attainment, and I feel it's been your energy, you know, and so I feel like maybe you lost hope for it, or just was like, yeah, well, this mountain is in the way, so I can never attain, it's not for me, or maybe fear got in the way, because it's like I'd have to open this box, I'd have to look at myself, I'd have to overcome this mountain, it just seems so, you know, not good. But your dream state is saying, hey, I'm pulling you towards this. You can go on this journey. You got to get on this boat, and you got to row yourself and choose this. That is your hope. Your dream can come true. The only reason why you're seeing an obstacle is because you're letting the fear get in the way. And so when you tap into this loving place of self, you can see a greater truth, that there is no obstacle here, that you've been in some sort of unsatisfactory situation, aimless, and there could be fulfillment for you. Yeah, oh my gosh, all 3 piles with this Wheel of Fortune, okay? So you're heavily divinely guided, protected. The divine wants to bring you back to your path. So why are we having this dream? Because the divine is putting you on your path. This path is divinely fated for you to overcome and live in your true calling and purpose, okay? For things to get better for you, for things to spin in flow state without resistance. It's all the divine guiding you along here, but we can't be in resistance or fighting our emotions. We need to be in tune with how we feel. We have to be mature about how we express and tap into these emotions so we can understand what our vision is of what we want and let the divine sort of guide us in that direction. Okay, but I feel like we've been missing something here that hasn't been quite deep or fulfilling. Ace of Cups, yeah, and all about self-love. So you're really learning about, how do I love self? How do I know that I'm worthy? How do I have unconditional love for me so that I can make the right decisions here and really connect to my emotions? Because I feel like there's been a big block here with this, okay? So beautiful pile 3, this is your reading. I love you so, so much. I hope this resonated for you. You might want to go check out the other piles, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.